Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2022 action film Top Gun Maverick, a film that is directed by Joseph Kosinski, who's directed Tom Cruise previously in Oblivion, and it of course stars Tom Cruise as Captain Pete Maverick, Jennifer Connelly, Miles Teller, Val Kilmer and John Hamm. Now, the film follows Tom Cruise's character Maverick, who at the beginning of the film essentially is a test pilot. He's been in the Navy for over 30 years now. He's never really progressed beyond the rank of captain. He's still a bit of a rogue. However, he is protected from up high by Iceman, played by Val Kilmer, who did rise through the ranks to Admiral, and he's been protecting him for years. He is brought back to Top Gun as there is a really difficult mission that needs planning, that needs some of the top pilots in the world, and they need someone to teach these pilots to run this mission. Maverick is chosen, and he has to teach these new ace pilots how to navigate their way through this mission and get back home alive. However, the spanner in the works is Miles Teller's character Rooster, who is the son of Tom Cruise's previous co-pilot, essentially, Goose, who died in the first film. Right, what are my thoughts on Top Gun Maverick? Yes, guys, I know I am late to this party. Very late. In fact, everybody else has buggered off home. They've filled up their napkins with food from the buffets, and most of them are in bed asleep now. That's how late I am to this party. I understand that. I've had a few people say to me over these last couple of months on the channel, through comments and in my own life, have you seen Top Gun Maverick yet? Have you seen Top Gun Maverick yet? I'm like, no, not yet. What is the reason for me not seeing Top Gun Maverick up to this point? Well, essentially, the only real reason is I'm not that big a fan of the first film. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure. I do find it a bit corny and cheesy to watch, and it's not in my top 10 favourite films of all time, not even my top 20. In fact, a while ago on this channel, I did my top 50 favourite films of all time. I don't even think it made that list. In fact, I'm fairly sure it didn't make that list. So that tells you everything you want to know about my love of Top Gun. I don't dislike the film, but I don't love the film either. So my excitement levels for checking this film out were pretty much non-existent. I do like Tom Cruise. I like an awful lot of Tom Cruise films. I've done a top 10 list of my favourite Tom Cruise films. Generally speaking, I think he makes absolutely top quality films. I mean, top of the range films. Part of me wishes he would maybe go back to some smaller films just so that he can remind people how bloody good an actor he is when you see him in some of the other films he's done earlier in his career. I mean, he's a fine actor, but now he just kind of makes event films where he can kind of, do loads of stunts and do all this adrenaline junkie stuff that he does in his movies, but they're massively successful and massively entertaining. And to say this film was successful is an understatement. In fact, it's still pulling in. I mean, just recently there was a report where I think it pulled in another, 70 million or something over a weekend, something like that, I think. It's still raking in the money, this film, and it is far and away the most successful film of the year so far, and I don't imagine anything else is going to beat it. That says a lot about Tom Cruise and what he's got up there, because don't forget, this film was originally supposed to release, was it 2020, when COVID hit initially, and he basically shelved it until this was ready to be put in cinemas. And he knew what he had with this film. And what he had with this film was absolute lightning in a bottle for the second time. In fact, for me, this is better than the first one in a lot of areas. It doesn't take itself too seriously, this film. It is made for moviegoers, film fans, film lovers, cinema lovers, people that just like to sit down, pile a load of popcorn in the face and just enjoy what's in front of them. It's unashamedly entertainment value, this film, and it knows what it is, and it absolutely delivers. And I have to say, hopefully this film will hold a mirror up to Hollywood and say, this is what audiences want. Massively entertaining, feel-good movies with agendas chucked in the bin. Because there is no agenda with this film. It doesn't give a monkey's about any of that bollocks. It's just basically saying, watch me, I am going to entertain you. And boy, oh boy, does it entertain you. It's fun. It's moving. The scene with Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer, I thought was wonderful. I mean, really good. I mean, and hats off to Tom Cruise, who, my understanding is, he pretty much insisted on having Val in this film. And it paid off massive. I mean, really, really moving stuff to see them. And to see him and Tom Cruise, Iceman and Maverick reunite was wonderful. The whole storyline with Rooster and Maverick, you know, Goose's son, was played out perfectly. They didn't overplay the hand. They didn't go too far. The romance with Jennifer Connelly was a nice, gentle romance going on in the background. They didn't overplay that hand. What they did push into the forefront of this film was the plane sequences. Oh my God. And it's well known that pretty much all of this stuff was, you know, filmed for real. It is absolutely exhilarating. Beyond explanation, really, what they actually give us in regards to the fighter scenes, the dog fights, the tension. It is, I mean, literally gripping stuff. I mean, absolutely, I was gripped to the screen every time them planes were up in the sky. And Tom Cruise deserves a lot of credit, I think. And obviously everybody else involved. Joseph Kosinski, who I think deserves much more credit for Oblivion. He's nailed this film with Tom Cruise. This whole thing is an absolute blueprint on how to make a successful film. Filmmakers out there, dump your agendas, look at this film and see how it's done. How to make an entertaining film. A film that will pretty much guarantee you box office gold if you kind of follow this blueprint. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Yes, I am delighted to have watched this film. I really, really enjoyed it for exactly what it was, which was unashamed entertainment value. And yes, right up there with film of the year for me for excitement value. Top Gun Maverick, top stuff, I would suggest. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this review. Of course, I will be back with loads more content on the channel very, very soon.